Cực này nó bự. Bạn chanh lò muộn nhiều không em? Bạn Phúc á. Rồi cô coi. Ok. Sao?
I retrieved my favorite hoodie, my emergency pack, and a final glance at my childhood bedroom. My trophies from coding competitions, science fair prizes, and the framed article about the high school software I created that attracted Stanford's notice were still on the wall. It buzzed on my phone. Finn, my best friend, texted me, Operation Escape still on? Happening now? I responded by typing, Plan B initiated. When I initially made the decision to follow my company goals, Finn and I had simulated this situation months prior. I could stay in his tiny flat above his family's eatery until I was able to support myself. My mother eventually spoke as I was about to leave. Ethan, please be reasonable. Your father only wants what's best. No, I interrupted her. He wants what's best for Sterling Enterprises. There's a difference, I left without turning around. It felt unreal. The first night in my automobile, I parked on a quiet street 2 blocks away from my parents' house, far enough away that they wouldn't notice me, but close enough to keep a solid connection to their fast Wi-Fi network, which I had set up and secured myself. The familiar rhythm of keyboards drowned out the voice in my head that told me I was making a big mistake as I continued to code on my laptop, which shone in the darkness. When Finn handed me food, he remarked, You sure about this? His mother's incredible pad thai. My couch is still available. I shook my head and showed him my workplace, which included a laptop, a power bank for emergencies, and a mobile hotspot for backup internet. I need to stay mobile for now. Can't risk them finding me and trying to force me back. He looked at my computer screen. What exactly are you building? I displayed the interface of my prototype. I call it Smart Start. It's an all-in-one digital platform for small businesses, point of sale, inventory management, customer relationships, online presence, everything they need to compete in today's market, but simplified and affordable, like what your dad's company needs? Similar, but designed for smaller businesses that can't afford enterprise solutions. I reflected on all the neighborhood stores I had witnessed struggle and fail due to their inability to adapt to the digital revolution. There's a huge market being ignored by big tech. Finn gave a slow nod. A cash register from the 1990s and paper order tickets were still in use at his family's eatery. How long until it's ready? Basic version? 2 months. I've got most of the core functions working, just need to polish the interface and add some features. I kept from him the fact that I was also surreptitiously recording every flaw in Sterling Enterprises systems, including every security flaw, inefficiency, and lost chance for technological advancement. I was creating it because I knew they would need it someday, not because I was spiteful. They simply weren't aware of it yet. Life fell into an odd pattern. I would work from several coffee shops over the day, purchasing just enough to warrant using their Wi-Fi and space. I would park close to my parents' house at night and utilize their fast internet to upload code and execute intricate tests. Coffee, protein bars, and leftovers from Finn's family were my main sources of nutrition. I learned which parking lots were safe to sleep in and which ones to avoid. I took a shower at a cheap gym membership. Although uncomfortable, it served a useful purpose. I could devote all of my attention to creating Smart Start if there were no outside distractions, no incessant criticism from my father, and no passive disappointment from my mother. My sister Claire attempted to step in one weekend. "This is ridiculous, Ethan," she said after finding me at the coffee shop where I usually go. "You're living in your car to prove what? That you can be as stubborn as Dad?" I continued to code without looking up. "I'm building something important. You're throwing away a guaranteed future with the family business," I stated plainly. "The family business is dying. Dad's too proud to admit it, but their systems are ancient, their processes are inefficient, and their competitors are eating them alive. Then help fix it," she said, finally looking me in the eye. "That's exactly what I'm doing, just not the way they want." She put a big envelope on my table before departing in frustration. $5,000 in cash was found inside, along with the words, "Don't be an idiot, come home." I upgraded my coding tools and purchased a better laptop with the money. In the second month, the breakthrough occurred. A local bookshop, a family-run hardware store, and a developing food truck company were among the small businesses who approached me about beta testing Smart Start. They were all having trouble with the same issues that my platform was intended to address. The owner of the bookstore responded, "This is exactly what we need." Following my demonstration of the inventory management system, she said, "QuickBooks is too complicated, and the custom solutions are too expensive. How much would this cost?" I gave her a price that made her smile. It was purposefully less than the going rate in order to encourage word of mouth. I had clients that were paying by the third month, little sums, but consistent revenue. Enough to rent a little studio apartment, but I didn't include it in the lease so my parents wouldn't find out. Then came the call that made all the difference. The authoritative, business-like voice said, "Is this Ethan Sterling?" "Yes, this is Owen Grant from. Feel free to let me know if you need any more tweaks."
Sure. Here's your story with punctuation and structure added for clarity and flow. I preserved the storytelling tone and emotion while making it easier to read. Let me know if you want it broken into chapters, formatted for a blog post, or adapted in any other way. ##### just punctuated. My fiancé cheated and said I'd never find someone like her. A year later, I'm dating a model who had a crush on me since high school. So, when going around Reddit the other day, I came across this post about a guy whose girlfriend was cheating on him and didn't care. She was absolutely honest about it, as if it were no big deal. It was insane, and it made me think about my ex-girlfriend. I haven't told many people about this incident, mostly because it's long, and well, it was unpleasant at the time. But after reading that post, I thought, what the heck? I might as well give it a chance. Keep in mind, this occurred approximately 2 years ago. ##### meeting Chloe. I met my ex, let's call her Chloe, through a dating app. It wasn't one of those applications seeking a quick hookup. It was one of the more serious ones, with people reportedly hoping for a relationship. At the time, I was 33 and she was 30. We matched, chatted, and there was an instant connection. It's difficult to explain, but we just understood each other. We shared the same sense of humor, interests, and could talk for hours without becoming bored. It was very refreshing. After a few weeks of online and phone conversations, I eventually invited her out on an actual date. I was a little nervous, to be honest, because she was so lovely, I mean breathtakingly stunning. I'm not suggesting I'm a troll or anything. I think I'm a decent-looking guy. But she was clearly in a different league. I remember thinking at the time that I probably wouldn't be looking for anything serious with her because, girls, like they usually have a lot of options. I didn't want to have my heart broken. Being with someone who is overly attractive is a strange problem, I know, but it can come with its own set of challenges. Anyway, she agreed to the date, and we had a great time. It just validated everything I'd felt during our internet conversations. We started seeing each other more frequently after that, and it became formal very quickly. ####. The first red flags. One thing that was continually on my mind was how much attention she received from other men. She would tell me about it occasionally, even when we were together. A guy would shamelessly hit on her in front of me, or she received messages from guys via social media. At first, I wasn't concerned by it. I trusted her. I got the impression that she wasn't interested in anyone else, and was truly interested in me. Stupid, I know. But that's how I felt at the time. I was simply enjoying being with her, and I didn't want to be the jealous, insecure lover. Things were going great, really great, except for one tiny item that kept lingering in my mind. ####. The hall pass. Chat. We were having one of those crazy late night chats where you speak about random things, and the subject of hall passes came up. If you're not familiar, it refers to a hypothetical situation in which you and your partner each get to choose one celebrity with whom you would be allowed to sleep. No questions asked. It's meant to be a jest, a bit of fun, but it can occasionally expose some underlying sentiments. Anyway, she brought it up, which struck me as weird, since I'm usually the one who initiates silly chats like that. She said her hall pass was Justin Timberlake, which is fair enough. Heck, he's a good-looking guy. But then she said something that really stuck with me. She added, "I don't think there are many celebrities who would say no to me." She said it with a slight smirk, as if she were entirely serious. Now, I knew she was beautiful. I had always known that. But hearing her say it in that way just rubbed me the wrong way. She seemed to be accepting that she could have pretty much any guy she wanted, which made me uneasy. It felt arrogant. It made me feel uneasy. I said nothing at the moment. I just laughed it off, and we moved on to the next topic. But the comment persisted in the back of my mind. Continued, "Would you like me to finish punctuating and formatting the rest of the story? It's a long one, so I can either 1. Keep going in parts, like chapters 2. Summarize the second half neatly. 3. Format it as a blog post or article. Up to you. Sure. Here's your story with punctuation and structure added for clarity and flow. I preserved the storytelling tone and emotion while making it easier to read. Let me know if you want it broken into chapters, formatted for a blog post, or adapted in any other way. ####. Just punctuated. My fiance cheated and said I'd never find someone like her. A year later, I'm dating a model who had a crush on me since high school. So, when going around Reddit the other day, I came across this post about a guy whose girlfriend was cheating on him and didn't care. She was absolutely honest about it, as if it were no big deal. It was insane, and it made me think about